It is week 3 of the 2023 Stafford Motor Speedway season, and Bonza, we're back in the routine. It's like the off-season never happened. 2 great weeks of competition already. Can't wait to see what week 3 has to offer Friday night.
And some of the best racing we've seen so far this season has come from the SKLA Modifieds, and they headlined the night with their big 40 lapper.
And a field of, 30 plus, probably expected Friday night.
Yes.
They've averaged 34 in the first 2 weeks of the season. Some great racing already this year. 2 veteran drivers that is, back in victory lane.
We got George Bissett Jr. last week, and then the week before we saw Brian Sullivan win by about 3 or 4 inches. But the racing last Friday in the SK Lights, oh my gosh, that battle between Bissett and Anglaise was phenomenal. The crossover by Anglaise, flawless. They kept going at it, nerf bar to nerf bar, lap after lap, and then here comes Chris Matthews swooping in. You talk about veterans. He's a veteran, the all-time win leader in the division. He had a shot at the win, but an ill-timed caution ruined that effort. In the end, it was the Mad Pup that came down with the win. His first of the year. He said he wanted to win the Spring Sizzler, but he'll take this win instead, too.
Paul LaRoute from here at the Speedway on the staff, rookie in that division, said it was incredible to be in the heart of all of that battling inside of the top 10.
I mean, they were going at it lap after lap. The top 10, 12 cars were all in one pack. You didn't know who was going to come out on top. Bissett and Anglaise, it's not like they started on the front row. They started 4 or 5 rows back, and they rolled the top. That outside line was really effective, and man, did it put on a good show.
And that show will be, as Bonza mentioned, double the distance on Friday night for 40 laps. SK Modified's premier division here at the Speedway each and every week, and once again, a driver that hasn't been to victory lane in quite some time, back there last week.
Finally, he's come close multiple times. Michael Jarvis Jr., after almost 8 years, returns to victory lane for his 5th career SK Modified win, and he had to hold off Jimmy Blewett to do it. And oh, by the way, Jimmy Blewett started 14th, came through the field with only, 1 caution to help him out, I think, or 2 cautions. And Blewett was able to get up to 2nd, but didn't quite have enough for Jarvis. The 33 team gets the win. I think that's Jarvis's first win since he drove the 33. I think when he won beforehand, it wasn't driving for Keith Rocco. So good on the 33 team. Good for Jarvis. He said in victory lane that they say the first one's the hardest to come by. He said, I think the 5th one is hardest to come by. But a good show. We saw Mike Christopher Jr. out in front battling with Tyler Leary for several laps before Todd Owen took the lead, before Michael Jarvis took the lead, and in the end, it was the 33 on top.
Another very competitive event for the SK Modifieds. For the late models, just to our left is Napa Victory Lane, and that's where the Fern family reunion has taken place the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, Ryan Fern, first win in just over 2.5 years, led every lap from the pole, dominated the event. Tom Fern won week 1, Ryan Fern won week 2. Does that mean week 3 goes to the 3rd Fern, Kyle? Because she's had some bad luck.
She has. Alexandra Fern in her rookie season in the late models. A crash on week number 1 and some mechanical woes on week number 2.
Before the green flag even came
out. Put her out of the race before they even took the green flag. So a very frustrating opening 2 weeks. Maybe she can get the train back on the tracks here on Friday night. In the limited late models, it was a second-year driver that has really been able to continue that late season momentum from late last year, and that's Kevin Cormier getting his first win of 2023.
He did a good job. He passed Gary Patnode. Patnode kind of drove it in too deep. Cormier backed the corner up. Patnode slid up the track, and Cormier just took advantage of it and drove a very good race. He had a late restart to deal with, held off 2-time champion Jeremy Lavoie at the end, gets his 3rd career limited late model win. Jeremy Lavoie, 2 races, 2 second places. Rich Hammond, 2 races, 2 third places. First week winner, Matt Clement, almost lost it off of turn 4. That's 2 weeks now where Clement has almost cost himself the race because of getting super sideways off the corner, but both times he's able to save it. Came back to finish 4th after starting back in 13th. Adrian Paradise the 3rd, first top 5 in the limiteds in just his 2nd start.
Moving up from the street stock division from a year ago where he found so much success. This year, it's been Ryan Waterman that has found that success in the opening 2 weeks.
But it hasn't come easy because both times he's had to hold off Travis Haidar, and Haidar has been right there, but just a bit short. The top 4 from the first week, same top 4 the second week. We saw Waterman get past Walker and Lafayette. They were beating and banging the first few laps there, but Lafayette got a top 5 finish. Aaron Plemons, another great run, finishing 4th. But right now, it just seems like Haidar and Waterman are the class of the field, but these street stocks teams, they can catch up, and we'll see who can catch up to those two as the year rolls on.
And don't forget Burt Willett, very
Finished
consistent
third,
the opening couple of weeks as well, and 2 back-to-back third-place finishes. So it's going to be a fun night. Weather looks great. Can't wait to get things underway for week 3 of our 2023 season.
And who knows what the night will bring. We've had a lot of storylines in the first 2 races. We'll see what number 3 brings.
The SK Light Modifieds will be in the spotlight on Friday night with their Double Down feature, the first of 2 this season as they go 40 laps, plus the other 4 weekly divisions, all in action, beginning at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you can't be here, don't forget you can always tune us in on Flow Racing.